She said it casually, almost like she was telling me she'd stop by the store on her way home. We were sitting on opposite ends of the couch, the TV murmuring in the background, her phone lighting up her face every few seconds. "I'm going on a date tonight," she said, eyes still on the screen. "Don't wait up." For a moment, I wondered if I had misheard her. A date. The word hung in the air, heavy and sharp. My chest tightened, but my face didn't change. Years ago, I'd learned that shock shows itself too easily. And once it does, people start lying better. I looked at her and smiled. Not a forced smile, not a bitter one. Calm, almost warm. "Okay," I said. "Have fun." That was it. 2 words. No questions. No anger, no hurt. Her fingers froze over the phone. She looked up at me slowly, like someone who just realized the ground beneath them might not be solid. "That's it?" she asked. I shrugged. "You told me." "I heard you." A flicker crossed her face. Confusion first, then something closer to fear. She laughed, but it sounded hollow. "You're not even curious?" "About what?" I asked gently. She stared at me, searching for something. Jealousy. Suspicion, permission to keep lying. She didn't find it. I turned my attention back to the TV, letting the silence stretch. For weeks, I had felt it. The late nights. The sudden privacy around her phone. The way she'd step outside to take calls. Her voice dropping into a tone she never used with me anymore. I wasn't blind. I just hadn't confronted her yet. Because I didn't need to. She went to the bedroom to get ready, moving faster than usual. Doors closed harder. Drawers slammed. From the couch, I listened. Calm on the outside while my thoughts lined up neatly inside my head. When she came back out, she looked stunning. Too stunning for a casual night. A dress she hadn't worn for me in over a year. Perfume she once said was too much. She paused by the door, purse in hand. "You're really okay with this?" she asked again. I met her eyes. "Why wouldn't I be?" Her lips parted, then closed. She nodded slowly, as if convincing herself. "Right, I'll be back late." "Drive safe," I said. The door closed behind her, and the apartment fell silent. I didn't move for a long time. When I finally did, it wasn't to pace or shout or call a friend. I stood, walked to the kitchen, and opened the drawer, where she kept her old phone. The one she claimed had a broken screen and no longer worked. It turned on just fine. I'd found it days earlier while cleaning, curiosity tugging at me. I hadn't looked then. Tonight felt different. Tonight, she'd given me permission without realizing it. The messages were still there. His name wasn't saved, just a number, but the tone told me everything. Jokes that didn't belong to coworkers. Compliments she never gave me anymore. Plans written in certainty, not suggestion. Tonight's date had been planned for weeks. I sat at the table and read until there was nothing left to wonder about. When I was done, I didn't feel rage. I felt clarity, the kind that settles in your bones and makes decisions easy. An hour later, my phone buzzed. "Her, everything okay?" "You're being weirdly chill," I replied immediately. "Me, all good." "Enjoy your time." 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. "Her, you're not mad at all?" "Me, no." That was when the tone changed. "Her, why?" I smiled at the screen. That single question told me more than any confession could. She wasn't relieved. She was scared. My calm wasn't forgiveness. It was unfamiliar, uncontrollable. I put the phone down and went to bed. I slept better than I had in months. She came home close to midnight. I heard the door open, her heels click softly, then stop. She stood there, probably expecting me to be awake. Angry, demanding explanations. Instead, I turned over and mumbled, "You're back?" She stepped into the bedroom. I could feel her eyes on me. "Yeah, I didn't think you'd be asleep." "Long day," I said. "How was it?" There it was. The moment she had rehearsed for. The lie, polished and ready. "It was fine," she said. "Just dinner." "Good," I replied and closed my eyes. She didn't sleep that night. I knew because she kept shifting, sighing, checking her phone. At one point, she whispered my name. I didn't answer. The next morning, I made coffee like usual. She sat at the table, watching me as if I were a stranger who had moved into her life overnight. "You're really not going to talk about last night?" she finally asked. I poured the coffee slowly. "What is there to talk about? You're acting like nothing happened." I met her gaze, calm and steady. "You went on a date. You came home. Morning came. That's how time works." Her composure cracked. "You're supposed to be upset," she said, voice rising. You're supposed to ask who it was, where I went, why I did it. I took a sip of coffee. Would you tell me the truth if I asked? She opened her mouth, closed it.